What's up, everybody? It's your favorite goon, RML771. What we got in front of us right here is, I like to call this, I seriously would like to call this my first firearm. My first pistol, actually. It's my first. I used to have guns back in the 1990s. You know, when I turned 21, and being from New York, it was like, you know, a thing. Just get a firearm. But then I got into an incident where I was in a firearms related incident where I was shot several times, and I took all the guns I had in the house and I just dumped them. I just sold everything. I took it to the pawn shop. I didn't care what I got. I just didn't really think that having a firearm made a difference. This happened all the way up until the George Floyd incident. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. So I seen that a lot of the protests firsthand. And I was in a racial related incident. But we're going to see that story for another thing. But it changed my mind, and I felt like I was completely unprepared. So in that case, me and the wife had the conversation and decided to get a firearm. At that point, we bought a pistol and a rifle. This happens to be the pistol, the very first pistol. This pistol, I did a lot of research on it before, like probably a few weeks of research, just in-depth research. And then it was a matter of what was in the store. If you don't remember that time, that was on the George Floyd riots, and COVID was going on at the same time. And there wasn't much of a selection in the store. But there was one thing that was in the store that kind of stood out, and it was new, and it was available. And that was this, the IWI Masada. The IWI Masada. I seen it, the research, all the reviews that I've read said that it was good. So I'm going to just make sure to clear this. Magazine is empty. Firearm is empty. Yeah. But it was interesting because it had all the latest features. 17 round magazine. You know what I mean? Ambidextrous mag release. Nice trigger. It was optics ready. It was optics ready. You know, optics ready. And it had a really good feel. It had several optics plates, and it was, at that time, it was one of the few firearms that was standard with optics plates, you know what I mean? And the firearm was completely modular, kind of like the SIG 320, but it was significantly less. It was really good money. It was at that time, everything was inflated, and I managed to get this for under $500. So it was available in the store. I didn't have to wait. Picked it up and shot it, and I was very, very satisfied with it. I bought red dots because I really didn't know anything about firearms. I bought one was a doctor's cut and some cheap Amazon thing, and it didn't work. And I experimented. We end up landing on the Vortex Venom. It's fair for a square. This one that's here. But it has so many other different plates. Like it has plates for every optic pattern. I settled for the Vortex Venom right now. I'll probably change it up probably a little later. But I took some classes and courses with this firearm. I learned to shoot it fairly decently. Out of all the firearms, I shoot this like the second best, probably because it has more rounds through it and more, time. I love it. Like you said, you have, front serrations, rear serrations. It's relatively easy to clock. I used to have the O light on it until I went on one of these YouTube channels, Rate Your Guns, and they talk about my O light. So I took that off. You know, I'll probably put it back on because I didn't find anything wrong with it. But it's really nice, and I don't regret the purchase. I actually love it. I keep it in a case. I keep it in a holster. I do a lot of range work with it because over the time and getting into this firearm stuff, you know, my taste has evolved. So, you know, I got other stuff that I particularly carry, but this is what they had at the time. And I still shoot it to this day. I still keep it on my range belt. Yeah, it's a relatively good buy. And it's completely underrated. A lot of people don't talk about this firearm. You know what I mean? A lot of people do not talk about this firearm. I think the firearm is better than the optics that's in it. And a lot of people seem to like this Vortex Venom. But yeah, it has a Vortex Venom. But this firearm is great. Absolutely smooth. You know what I mean? It's smoother than some of the higher value firearms that I have. To me, in my opinion, it's smoother than some of the higher price and higher value firearms that I have. And I have a few. And the trigger was kind of like iffy at first. Like, people didn't like it. But after putting so many rounds through it, it broke in like beautifully. This firearm has never, ever, ever, ever had any kind of malfunctions. So it's probably about a lot of rounds through it. I don't exactly get a round count, but I had this pistol a really long time before I purchased another pistol. You know what I mean? Probably 8 months, and I was actually new in firearms then, so I was going to the range a lot more than I do now, and I probably need to get into some training more, educate myself more and practicing with the firearm, or training, as they would say, to get more proficient. You know what I mean? Running drills and stuff like that. But yeah, this is my first firearm, and I really, 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 really enjoy it. And if you guys get a chance, man, I think you should give it a shot. You know, it's been out since probably that time, 2020. It came out like 2019. So yeah, give it a shot, man. Just let it break in. Just run rounds through it. This here is what I call, you know, you want to call it a Wonder 9, but this shit does it all. You can conceal it. It's about a G19 size. You know what I mean? Same mag capacity. It's modular, so you can change the grips. I wish somebody would come up with some grips, because IWIs don't seem to be investing in that, like an Icarus Precision grip for this, because it has a fire control module. But yeah, you get a chance, you know, try it out. You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I mean? And it has a sentimental place in my heart, because this is the handgun that started me on the journey. So enjoy your evening, man, and send me some feedback of what you guys think, whether you tried it or you got any questions about it. Just let us know. This is 2 Alpha Armel 771, 2 Alpha Life, rocking with Trinity Arms and Gear. You know what I mean? This is kind of like the first review. So, and like I said, this was my first pistol. Take care, everyone.